Yo.
Loud and clear. Clear. Alright. So I'm assuming it should be live in any minute. Hey, what's going on? Hello. Yep, we're live. Hi. Hello. Alright, so whoever is watching, let me know if the sound is okay. Audio, video. All's good. Alright, so thought of going live to, just general Q&A. If you have any question, if you'd like me to show you something, I'm here for about an hour, and say it's 5:51 p.m. my time. Be done by 7. Great. Let's see. Oh, new tab. Hello. James C, Martin, Matthias. How you doing, guys? There's a bit of lag, but should be okay. Hey, Zane, what's up? Water. All right. So bring it on. You got 60 minutes of Mo. Give me some questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Sure. You're welcome, Martin. Hi, Andrew. How's it going? Sound is okay? Good? Thank you so much, Robert. I'm glad that you, most of you are actually benefiting of the videos that I create every week. That way I know it's not going to a waste. But yeah, thanks. It is. I might be a bit busy later on, so and I'm not recording a video. Getting a lot of requests. Yeah, I'm not recording a video this week or this weekend. I'm kind of busy and I'm not sure what to record still. So yeah. Okay, let's answer this to clear it out. Now this is a good topic. I'm good, Angelo. Welcome. It's good to see you again. What is a day like in Mo's life? All right, not the weekend, excluding the weekend. I wake up every day around 5:30 in the morning, prepare my coffee, my breakfast. Yeah, heading the shower, heading to work. I don't work as a full-time photographer. I'm actually a marketer, digital marketer, and I work a full-time 9 to 5 kind of company, if I'm lucky. 5. Yeah. So I'm busy during the day doing something else in marketing. I do also have some web development background, hence the name Action Scripter when Flash was there. So done with that. Once I'm done with work, I go back home, just enjoy the time with the family. I barely reach out there by an hour or two. They're asleep. I then just hit the gym, try and work out, and then go back home and sleep again. That's kind of what I do on a daily basis. Now, here's the fun part. On weekends, weekends are cool. Weekends, wake up early in the morning. Still, I wake up around 6, get the coffee, hit the gym, record a video, answer all the questions, from my previous YouTube videos or Instagram, so on forth. So yeah, there you go. And on Friday, I usually go live to interact with you guys. Hi, welcome. I got people from Dubai. Awesome, that's so close. That's about 45 minutes away by airplane. Glad to hear so, Diva. Yeah, thank you so much. Really happy that you guys are enjoying the content and are actually benefiting from it. Hello, Netherlands. Beautiful weather over there. By the way, it's very hot in here and very humid. This is not water. I kind of sweat it on my way in. Car manufacturers. Well, I mean, you mean like the brands? Well, I think I've answered that before. It's very important that you have a portfolio, something that you can go and show, the brands or the resellers or whatever company or a car store. I don't know what they call them. What do they call them? Forgot the name of it. But anyway, you need to have some portfolio. You need to go there and show them, well, listen, guys, I do this. I shoot a lot of nice photos, and I'd like to start shooting for you. Maybe you want to start doing it for free if you are a beginner, and then as you progress and you have a lot of shots in your portfolio and you're actually doing better, that's when you get even more. So it's not just one brand. You work for multiple brands. Then you start building your portfolio. Your name gets out there. People reach out. I have unfortunately missed out. Last week I got an invitation from Infinity Middle East to fly all the way to Oman for the Q50 launch. They wanted to fly me in to experience the car. However, I kind of missed it. I was busy at work. This job, I couldn't get away. I had a meeting with LinkedIn and the other guys. So yeah, I didn't fly away. So that's how you build up, your relationship. You build up your name. Brands get to know you. They want to work with you. Companies, on the other hand, as well, would like to, reach out and work with you. Oh, how is the hurricane there? I heard it was very bad. It is very bad. Hope you guys are okay. On a typical shoot, how many images could you shoot? Well, I tried to, this here, I think I shot 5, 6, God knows. Actually, in this shot, this is funny, because I was being chased by stray dogs, just right here. And they just wouldn't let me go. Every time I leave the car and I set up my tripod, I get like 3, 4 stray dogs barking at me. It's so scary. So yeah, I had to shoot quickly and jump back in the car. But yeah, I try to extract as much as I can from a shoot. Different angles, different positions in the car itself. Maybe even different locations within the same area. I try to shoot as much as I can, if the time permits. Especially, this was early morning. Can't recall what time it was, but you wouldn't want to shoot when when it's midday, and it's summer right now, so the sun becomes really horizontal by 9 or 10. Vertical, is it vertical, horizontal? Vertical. And it gets pretty hot just quickly. So, and I'm talking about 40 to 50 degrees, not Fahrenheit, trust me, it's very hot. So yeah, I try to extract as much as I can. All right, let's see. And if you're in base, Afwan, you're welcome. I'm glad it worked out for you. Oh wow, South France, Jeffrey. How is that working out for you? Must be beautiful there. And thank you for joining in. I do get some of it. Sometimes I do get it in the frame, and I enhance the flare. So it's not always perfect. I just like to enhance it. And if it's not within the frame, and I think sometimes we just need, sometimes you just don't need it actually. You need to see if it actually fits the photo. Like this one, for example, did not add any flare anywhere. But on the other shot, which is this one here, I enhanced the flare just a little, not too much. Hi Andrew, I still did not create the next newsletter that I usually send out. I might do it soon. Sorry, I was really too busy. You did not miss it out, by the way. I still did not send it out. I'll make sure that happens soon, but I can't promise this week. Where? Yeah, I mean, if it's a paid job, yes, I would know. This, for example, this shot or the Porsche shots, I was not getting paid for it. I kept the car with me for a week, and I told them, well, I just need a car. I was bored and I wanted to shoot something, so they gave me this car, which was actually from Dubai. I think it was. They were doing some promotion around the GCC or the Gulf countries. And I had the chance to test drive it, keep it with me, shoot it. For this one, perhaps mainly it's going to be on Instagram, social media. Other ones like the Jaguar shoot or the other ads will be used on brochures, outdoors, indoors, online as well. Hello, Poland. How is the weather there? Must be better than what it is in here. Oh, thank you for, yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Took some time to get to this shot. Do I watch F1? Fortunately, I don't. Although it's happening here in Bahrain, yet it's not a sport that I follow. I do follow soccer, sorry, football for English people, soccer for the Americans. But yeah, that's about it. No F1 for me. I only know a few, like Alonso. Who was it? And I forgot. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not a big fan of F1, honestly. Sweden, hi! By the way, did you know that I grew up in Sweden? I formed my first memories in Sweden. That was somewhere between Lund and Malmo. Beautiful times. Really loved it there. There was a place called Kockums, I think. Kockums, I can't recall. And I had a lot of tutti fruttis. Love that from Fraser. Hello, Sweden. Martin, yes, I would love to be a full-time car photographer. It is a dream job. Although I think it's very hard for me right now to accomplish it. It's very hard when you're tied with a family and you have a lot of commitments. Something to pay the bills. For now, I'm enjoying shooting cars. I do get occasionally paid jobs. Doing it for the fun part, and I'm doing it as well. So whenever I learn something new, I share the knowledge. I like teaching and sharing the knowledge, and maybe a lot of people are saying it, giving it away for free. The way I see it is I could change someone else's life somewhere around the world, and that might become their dream job, and they might actually get it. So it means a lot to me if that happens. Yeah, that's my ambition. Do you shoot with different gear for different applications? Can you elaborate? I mean, the gear is, I mainly use Sony, right? I do have Sony, Profoto, Godox lights, Sony lenses. That's about it. How do I scout for locations? I keep a bank of locations in my head, and sometimes I just snap a picture whenever I see a good location that I would think, well, this looks perfect for a specific car type or color. This way, I can always go and flip back in the photos and see, all right, if for this car, I'll shoot it here. For that car, I'll shoot it there. Most of the times, you'll need to get permissions, like if you're shooting next to a restaurant, especially when it's a paid job, because it's going to go on, you know, adverts. So you need to get permissions from the owners. I suck with rating, so I might get feedback, but I'm not good with rating, to be honest. But yeah. Yo, Driver Mod. Martin, you're asking all the hard questions here. But I love where you're heading to. I don't know what's an ideal car yet, honestly. Really, I never had that thought before. I always say it might be a Mercedes. What is it called? I forgot the name of that car. You know, with the doors open upwards. SLS. And sometimes I do say a Porsche, but I still did not find the right answer yet. But I know a good location. I'd love to shoot in the Alps. Yes, the Swiss Alps. Or somewhere similar to it. That would be a really nice, exotic location to shoot. It really depends. All right, I see where you're getting to, Angelo. It really depends on the client. I never went beyond what I had, to be honest. I had the A7R2, and now I'm using the A7 III. Most of the times, the A7 III or the A7R2 would do the job just fine. That's it, no medium format. But if it was a requirement from the client to shoot at that resolution, then I might have to rent one, get to know it, get to know how to use it, and then, yeah, shoot. I haven't heard really good feedback on all the users with, I think it was the Hasselblad, or was it something else? Apparently it's a camera that hangs along a lot, reboots, issues when you go back and find a few pictures. So I'm not quite sure, I'm not familiar with these formats, but yeah, I shoot with what I have, unless if the client requires something else. I'm not quite sure if there is like a flat answer for this. Well, I think I've shared this before. But there are a lot of ways. If you go online, search Google on how to charge for photography jobs. I think there are a lot of tiers, like 3 or 4 tiers or types, in a way that you can calculate how much you can charge someone or a brand or client. Like, you know, the years of experience, how experienced you are, the years that you've, years of experience you have, the equipment that you use, the time. Of course, time is a very important factor, because if you spend 2 hours, it's different than spending it 2 days or 3 days. The amount of time that it will take you to do the post processing as well. So it has a lot of variables. It's very hard to say, okay, this is how much I'm going to charge. So it's not per photo, because one photo, for example, let's say a client comes to you and says, well, I need 4 photos. Now here's the trick. Some photos will take you less than the others to produce or to post-process or to photograph. Some photos will take you 3 hours to shoot and then post-process a day or 2 or 3. And some might not even take you half a day. So they're not equal. You need to always keep that in mind when you submit a cost or charge clients. For me, I'll go with full frame for car photography. I think the more frame you have, the better. Similarly, maybe with medium format or bigger sensor formats. But of course, there is a cost thing. Would it be feasible for you to move to that format? Also, how portable the camera is, and how easy it is to use. All of that. Yeah, so I reached out to friends. I started with my friends. I also took some cars, like test driven some cars. I shot, I think it was the S3. So it was the first. Was it the first? No, it wasn't the first. But it was one of the first cars that I took for a test drive and I shot. They kept it with me for a day to convince me to buy it. So I went and just shot it, and then did that. So you can always go to friends, family, car gathering events. That's where you can actually scout for nice cars, shoot them, or even take an appointment, build your contact with them, and maybe if it was too crowded and if you wanted to have better locations, then you tell them, well, here's my contact details, and you can agree with them on a shoot, whether for free or not. That's up to you, but you need to start building your portfolio, and definitely you need to start with your friends, family, friends of friends, friends of the family members as well, anyone that you can get your hands on. I use the A7S. Sorry, that was a mistake. The A7S is right here. I use the A7 III right now. I used to use the A7R too. Shoot a vehicle in the front of a white or black backdrop. No, I haven't done that. Haven't done a studio shoot. I haven't done with backdrops. What other photographers would do, they might drop a scrim, which is like a big white thing on the side to reflect back on the car and get some, catch light, or maybe even illuminate some parts of the car. I don't do that at all. I just use the CPL filter, or even drop it here to get more details in the shadow area instead of using a strobe, for example. This was, well, not a composite. Well, it's I can't recall. Maybe 3 different photos. Let's open it up for you guys so you can see it. I'll edit it in Photoshop. Let's do the original one. Where did you guys go? I haven't seen a Canon L series for crop sensor sensor cameras, but yes, you can use. At least I've tried it twice. It works. However, if you're using 35 full frame lens on a crop sensor, it would be equivalent to what? Is it twice? Maybe 60. I think you need to multiply it in 1.6 or something. So the focal length will be different. It won't be the same. It will be higher than what it is. It's like zooming in. Monomedia, great. Yeah, I always get that excitement before a shoot. And I also do get nervous sometimes if I especially if I'm not ready or I'm not sure of the brief. Not that it happens all the time, but yeah, I get like nervous all the time whenever I have a shoot because I can't wait. I get too excited. I can't wait until I'm done. I need to import the photos and start editing. Hi Ash, thank you. Have I shot classic cars? I think one. If I can find it. Let's just wait on this one. Hello. Where are you, browser? Yeah, there you go. So, I think I have it somewhere here on my portfolio. I just need to open it up. So that's me. Behance. Yeah. Yep, that one. Ooh, what did I do? So I shot this. That was a long time ago. When was it? 2016 November. So by the end, actually, not too long ago. It was I think one of it was that was a test with the Profoto B1. So I did multiple shots, zillions of shots, back, left, right. It's very hot in here. It's not very accurate now that I look at it. So that's one. I think I did only one, to be honest. Yeah. Haven't done more. So this location is actually the same as this. I'm just using different focal length, and this one is closer to the background, compressed background as well. You can see the compression in the background here. All right, where's the chat? Well, I mean, you would always want to have a mix of modern car and classic cars. Why not? If you're taking it professionally, and if it's something that you actually make a living from, then you'd need to know what the market is leaning toward. If it's classic cars where you live, maybe you need to focus on that. But I would keep it open. You wouldn't want to, lock yourself for a single brand or a single type of cars. You should be open to all since you're making a living out of it. All right, 2018. Well, right now, September, it's very hot, very humid, so I'm not shooting any cars. Waiting for it to get better in October, November. I might have maybe a couple of exciting projects towards the end of the year. By the way, I might be traveling to the United Kingdom on the 15th of October. So if you're around, let me know. It's going to be in London. It's for work, not car related. All right, so let's have a look at this. What did I do last time? Alright, here we go. Started to ruin it already. Yeah. Good. So this shot, let's have a look. Yeah, and I think I've named it. This is the first frame. So let's do it or build it gradually. And it's going to look like something. Yeah, Wales. I love Wales. I was in, well, closer to Wales, Rosanwy, I think last year. It was so beautiful. Siding grills, so you can see I've removed the reflection, not entirely, because otherwise it would be very dull if you remove the entire reflection. And then side lower, so minimize the reflection here just to focus on the colors. And then paint. So this is, I actually painted. Just didn't like the detail down here. Didn't like this reflection, so just painted it. It's actually brush in Photoshop. Alright, then cloner. It's funny, I just, okay, so I use the clone to clean up the area. There you go. So this is the before, this is now the after. A little bit of dodge and burn on the car. I don't know if you see it. There you go. Right? And then camera raw magic. And it's only for the car. Let's add a bit of whites and exposure. And then camera raw overall. So I recovered the highlights, add a bit of toning. So made it a bit warmer. This is for the shadow. Use the curves. Yeah, that will be up, definitely. All of my live sessions will be up. And then this is how I enhanced flare. It's very minimal, not too much. Something that I wanted to experiment with, but I thought, nah, I'm gonna do it. And I added more to the flare. There, made it look better. And color lookup. I don't know what I used. Some third-party LUTs. It's at 26%. Yeah, and I lifted the shadow. I'm not sure though. I've used that at towards the end. I don't think I used that. Does other photography interest me? It does, yeah. I like, you know, I like beauty and fashion. Although I don't do it, but I do follow some people that does it on Instagram. Handling the Godux account. So this one right here, it's being handled by me. So I do find and curate the best Godux photos out there and share it. It's kind of a nice way also to learn, because you'd see a little bit of behind the scenes. I do share a lot of behind the scenes as well. Some really amazing photographers out there. Yeah, this type of photography interests me, but I did not get into it. I don't think I will uh, do it, to be honest. I did do a bit of headshots for where I work and for some friends and family, but yeah, I mean that's about it. Didn't get into it. Find cars more interesting. Okay, not very interesting, but not as interesting as this. I share with you. Thank you, Nick. Really appreciate the kind words. Oh, you will reach it if you try. Um, you know, everyone started from scratch, and that's something that you need to know. No one just was born with this ability. The more time you add into this, the better you'll get in it. Hi, Oleg. Yeah, I mean, I was just talking about this. I haven't experienced the medium format yet, so I don't know if I can answer this correctly. It's definitely going to give me more resolution, maybe more sharpness in my photo. Um, it really depends on where you're using your photos, and I use them mainly online. It doesn't really matter if I have a phase one. Maybe for clients, if they require high resolution camera, then I might rent one and use it. But it's not as portable as all the cameras. You know, it's not like a A7 III that does everything in one camera. And I'm still doing it for fun. Yes, I do get paid jobs every now and then. So it really depends. If I need to use it, I might rent it instead of buying it. Who do I... well, there were a lot of people talking about inspiration. Hey, where do I start? Jeremy Cliff, Frederick Skloser, even my pals, even Alex, Damien, Dominic, these are, and Jimmy Zhang. Hello, Jamie. These are my kind of friends in the photography, car photography scene. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of photographers that I follow, and they're known out there. And these are the ones that I remember in my mind. But I do follow a lot of people, amazing photographers. So yeah. Yeah, no, you did not miss it at all. Yuri, the most frustrating shot was... Hang on. I think it was the Audi Q SQ5 action scripter. Forgot my name. Let me look it up. So this one right here. I was trying to shoot something that was too dark for what I was trying to do. I mean, this shot on its own, I think only shooting the car took, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours, really, shooting the car. Post-processing, God knows how long. And I do have a video tutorial showing how I shot this. Most of it is from ambient lighting. I did a lot of post-processing to reach to this stage. If the color was just too dark, it was so hard to shoot. So sometimes you need to be very selective with the colors. Unfortunately, I did not select the color. They gave me this color, and the minute I saw it, I was like, God, why did you give me a dark car? For what they were trying to achieve, it just doesn't work, especially at night shots. Yeah. My first digital SLR. All right, so I bought the Nikon D90 before even knowing how to use a camera properly. So I always had it on auto. I never knew how to use it, but it produced a lot of amazing, gorgeous photos. Then sold that and got the T3i, the Canon T3i. That was my first camera really that I've used a lot because I shot a lot of videos on it. And I used it a bit in photos as well. Then from the T3i, I moved to the A7S because I was shooting video. Actually, I used the C100 as well. I shot a lot of weddings, a lot of videos. And then I decided to get into car photography, drop the videos. Yeah, the 5D Mark III. And then I got the then I got the A7R2. 5D Mark III. No, sorry, I also got A7. Yeah. Then the Sony A7R2. Then got the 1DX Mark II, and then I didn't keep. It stayed for a month, and I sold it, and I got the A7 III. I definitely prefer. I think my strength, at least, is natural light. I do that mostly. I find that's where my strength is at. However, I do have night shots whenever required, if I can find it. I don't have all the photos here. It was here. So no, these are all natural. These are all natural lit. Yeah. So yeah, these are strobed. If I can find the final photo, this is strobed, and it was shot this way. So this one was strobed, and this was light painted. This was for Jaguar. I think I did the shoot about a month or so ago. And this one was nothing. It was just the lights around. Just some detail shots. This one was with the 70 to 200. It wasn't clean here, so it requires a lot of post-processing as well. These are the rolling shots. Interesting. BIC day 1, day 2. Yeah, this is the one. All right, so there are better ones. And maybe that. Yeah, well, I hope I answered your questions. I think I did. Or your question. Where did it go? I'm missing one. Lots of rollers. Rated. Yeah, this one. This one is a close one, close up one. and further away. What's the time now? Another 30 minutes. So advice for upcoming car photographer. I do have a video on car photography. The 9 tips for better car photography. And I got a lot of tips as well throughout my channel. But I would say photograph more. Practice makes perfect. That's the only way that you are going to learn. You can watch as many videos as you want, but if you don't apply in real life, you wouldn't have that experience. So go out and shoot. Instagram engagement. So Instagram is very tricky part. Instagram requires you to be very active. So posting at least once or twice a day, make use of the stories, post 2-3 times a day, but it needs to be meaningful content, not just any crap. And that's where the trick is. A good example of someone who's maybe utilizing Instagram properly is Jeremy Cliff. I think he posts good content on a nice frequency, not the one that spams your photos, sorry, your timeline. Also make uses of, the story. Jeremy Cliff, have a look at him. No, I haven't, unfortunately. I haven't tried that. I mean, I do have models here, but they are actually people that work at the BIC. I think that's the only shots that I have. Let me turn the filters on. Made it. These are things are going into a brochure, print media, maybe online as well. Yeah, but these are the only ones that I think involves models in it, kind of. I use the Godox, oh sorry, is it Godox? The Yongnuo YN360. And I use a Godox softbox. It's a squarish softbox. I don't have it here. I used to have it. It was somewhere around. I do. I was lying. Hang on. There you go. So this is the softbox. I've put the LED in and light paint. And I do have a boom arm or stick that I use to control the light. And I do have the ice light too as well, which I don't use very often. Oh, congratulations. The 850. Yeah, that's the Nikon, right? Nikon 850. Congrats. Have fun with it. It's a really good camera. Yeah, with f-stops, there's always a calculation when this happens. There's a specific... so there is a tool called Photo Pills, I think. Is it Photo Pills? Yes. If I find it here. So depth of field table, I think, is what it is called. I don't know if you see it. You see it? Is it clear? Photo Pills. So what happens here? I select the camera. I enter the focal length. So it's, let's say, 24. And then you need to calculate the distance as well of your subject to give you a focal length in relation to the f-stop. So if, let's say, in meters, the subject is about a meter away, and I shoot at f7.1, so it will give you the focus plane. What is the near and the far plane? So when there is a focus point, when you focus, usually you have, you know, subjects who are in focus near the focus plane and far. So it's like a total plane. I don't know if I'm explaining that right. Explaining it right. But it has some kind of calculation. I'm not saying that you need to do it, because I don't do it either. The way I do it, you see it in the monitor, in the camera monitor, but you can zoom in to see if you got the shot right. Another way of doing it, if you're doing a paid job, it's always good to shoot tethered, if you can. So you shoot to a computer in which you can check the photos before wrapping up, just to make sure it works. I haven't done focus stacking for car photography, to be honest. I see focus stacking is mainly used in jewelry and watches mainly. I haven't seen it in car photography yet. Maybe in the detailed shots, when it comes to taking detailed shots of headlights. That might when you need it, when you need actually focus stacking. Gaurav, I had the idea of shooting a gimbal. Funny that you mentioned this. So I wanted to give it a try, and I will try it soon. If it works, I'm going to do a video. But I need 3 people. So I need a driver, I need someone to dangle out of the car, and I need someone to, remotely release the shutter, and I need the 4th person to drive the car. So it requires a lot of people. Although you can ask the driver to do it, but I don't want the driver to be busy shooting while driving. But no, I mainly do handheld for rolling shots. Hi, Samuel. How you doing, buddy? You good? Sorry, I'm a bit early today. You still have 15 minutes to go. So I even shot this thing, and I tried. This is one of the examples of why you wouldn't want the sun to be pointing at your subject. So it's nearly, you can see all the details here. Get like a flat look over here and there. Here's another shot where the sun is about there, but it was going down. Let me see if I have another shot. Yeah, I'll show you one more shot. That took some time, but because I used a lot of Photoshop. So yeah, this is the shot. This was next to a restaurant. Stray dogs as well. They were everywhere. They were chasing me. So I grabbed the shot and left. But you can see it did a bit of Photoshop on the right to, clean up the photo, remove this car, and find a way just to make it look real. Yeah. So this location, I've used it before. I saw it and I was like, yes, this is the perfect location for a photo shoot. And that's why I took the car there. And a bit of detail shots, but very artistic. Got very dirty as well. There's one more shot, which is this one. It's the same shot that I showed you earlier, just slightly on a different angle. So a bit slightly to the right, where the sun is not directly hitting the car. Well, not in the frame, at least. If you need to get the entire interior shots, well, I mean, I do use wide angle lenses, but not very wide. I don't know if I have an example here. If you watch my tutorial on, hang on. No, I don't have it here. If you watch my tutorial on light painting interior shots, I think it was the 24 to 105 set on the 24 millimeter. Any distortion is, you know, you can fix that in post. Yeah, that's what I do with interior shots. I'm not a big fan of taking interior shots, like wide ones, because these are mainly available with the dealer and they can just put in any photo externally just to make it look like theirs. But I do take detailed shots every now and then, depending on how clean the car is from the inside. Because with detailed shots, even a small dust particle will appear in that shot. Then you need to do a lot of Photoshop, and sometimes it just doesn't work. Usually also have the camera outside the car. If it's going to be inside the car, it's going to be on a tripod fixed in a position to get that shot. But I don't do a lot of interiors, to be honest. Have I ever done workshops? Have I? No, I haven't. No, I haven't. It feels odd because I feel like I've explained a lot, but it's mainly online, not in real life as in workshops. I need to do it though. It'd be nice to have a car showing, you know, the audience how to shoot a car live. That would be nice. How to shoot good perspective photos with your smartphone. I mean, with smartphones, you're limited with the focal length. So if it's at 16, it will remain at 16. If it's at 20, 24, it will remain at 24. And the sensor is very small. Not that you can't shoot with your phone. For what it is, if it's for Instagram, you definitely can. But you can't do things like adding ND filters or adding CPL filters. Or maybe you can, but it's going to be a very tricky one. But there are attachments in which you can get for a smartphone to, you know, either have an external lens or even have it or have the phone on a stand. That way it doesn't move. You can take multiple shots. Also, most of the new phones, especially the smartphones like Apple and Samsung, all the other big brands with their flagship devices, now you have the pro mode. That means you can shoot in RAW. You can set all the settings manually, you know, ISO, exposure, what is it called, shutter speed, and so on and so forth. Really depends. Small garage, tighter places are really hard to shoot. You're limited when the place is tight, especially if you need, to position the car in a certain way. I'd always go outside, look for, a good place. I think we spoke about this before. If the background makes a pattern, if you have a pattern in the background, that's nice. Like this one here. Maybe it's not exactly patternized, but you have a flow of things in the background, and the color of the car helps here because it's very contrasty as well, so you can focus on the car. The background doesn't look as messy as well, but if you had a lot of objects in the background, it would be even worse. I usually control the background. If I had to shoot it with a messy background, I'll do what is it called? Wow, forgot the term. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, vignetting. I'll do vignetting. I'll do something just to draw the attention to the car. I usually darken the foreground, just to lead the eyes towards the car. Again, it's all I choose the location based on the patterns in the background, how smooth and how nice it is. If there aren't or there weren't patterns, then it will be a mess. I mean, I think that's how my mind interprets it, kind of a thing. I think this is a very old photo shoot. Yeah, this is the Miami blue. So this is just outside my house. This is our neighbor's wall. And you can see, I think I'm shooting at what, 45 mil here, and I just used his wall as a background. I think it's overexposed right now that I look at it. Shot this long time ago. Also in this location, things tends to be nice as well. And I hide part that I don't like with a with a flare or high key kind of shot. This one as well. I think I've shot more than just these. But yeah. So what do you mean with composition? You mean like on location, how you compose your shots? I always tend to, this is what I like with my camera. So let me pull it out. So whenever I go on a shoot, I'll have the monitor on live display so I can see as I move, how the car looks like first. And I decide on which is the best angle that I need to shoot it at. I don't usually shoot as in wide. I would shoot between 35-30 to 80. That's where I find my sweet spots at. And then once I'm happy with, and I know that the car would look best from this angle, I will find that angle. We'll find the perfect composition in relation to that angle with the background. So I need to adjust it. And like I said, the beauty of this is you see it as you move left and right, up and down. So that's how I would do it. And also, if you're shooting a car that is out there already, always go to Google Photos and look for photos of the car. just get to know it. See how other photographers have shot it. This way, you will have a better idea of what you're shooting before heading out there. Well, again, if you are at car shows and drag tracks and so on and forth, that means you are networking with people, right? So you have access to them. You're talking to them. You show them your photos. Maybe if that is limiting you, you can talk to them, get their contact details. Say, listen, I'd love to shoot your car. Let's do it. I don't know. Let's do it somewhere else outside. I'll book a location, then maybe you can bring in the car to shoot it. Getting your work noticed, you need to have a portfolio online, some website, Behance, Instagram. Pick the channels. Mostly people would like to see visuals, like Instagram, Facebook, for example. You also have a portfolio somewhere that you can share with your friends and brands and family. That I don't enjoy, yes. The lazy part, I don't like selections, although I do them. But I don't like selecting. Where you get the pen tool and then selecting. Just, I don't know, I get carried away. I zone out when I do that. Every time, whenever I do a car selection, I zone out. I just think of something else. And that's a good thing, but it takes a lot of time if you want to perfect it. I just don't like it for some reason. I know it's the best thing that you can do with car photography. Always isolate the car so you can play with the background separately with the car, and with the car too. But yeah. Oh, I missed the question. I can't do much color grading with my smartphone pictures. You can if you're shooting RAW. You don't have to have a DSLR. Like I said, if you do a pro mode, it will give you a RAW file. That means the phone did not add any sharpness, contrast, or any didn't post-process it for you, so you can do the processing on your own. And if you can't do the pro mode, you can always lower the saturation, lower the contrast, lower everything, and try to add it the way you like it. It won't be the same, but that's kind of a workaround. I know that we should always try to use the natural leading lines to hit eyes of the car. I feel like I don't have a good composition. I think it will come. The more you do it, the more you follow photographers. That's why I follow a lot of photographers. I wasn't perfect either. I mean, looking back at some of the shots that I shot a couple of years ago only, I think I've done a lot of mistakes in terms of compositions, the way I lit them maybe, or the way I have positioned the car. So looking at other photographers, again, they're available there. You have Instagram, you've got Behance. Follow them, look at their work, see how they position certain cars, the angles that they shoot it from, or the angles that they shoot from, and that way you get better. But you need to go out and try. Again, looking at photos is good, trying to understand how it was shot is good, analyzing a photo is really good, but if you don't do it, then you're not getting that experience. You're welcome, Garv. What do you do to challenge yourself? Are you still trying new concept and fail? Yeah, I always do. Not just with car. I think I need to even get better in Photoshop as well. A very good example. I don't know if I do have an example here. because the thing, if I say, yeah, well, I reached the peak and that's it, I'm not going to get any better. And I know most of my shots, I like it, but I don't like it that much. I always think I could do better. I always follow, if you look at Frederick's closer, for example, this guy is like a genius. He's like 1,000 light years away. Okay, not that long, not that much. But yeah, looking at his photos, understanding what he looks at a photo when he shoots a car, or how he lights them up, or the scene on its own, it makes a lot of differences. Again, I come back to Jeremy Cliff because I think he's one of the really good photographers. Looking at other photographers, looking at how they do things, how they shoot photos, how they post-process. Richard Pardon, I think, is another guy that I really like the way he shoots photos and how he color grades them. One of the guys that, Damian Plisko, one of the guys that I really enjoy following. He's building up his Photoshop skills, not just car photography, and he runs this challenge in which he asks people to submit photos that he can edit, and I would recommend you guys to follow him. Damian Plisko. Damian, you owe me this, okay? There you go. So I do have one of the videos, or two of his videos on my channel. So this is the before. This is the one of the photos that his followers have sent through. This is the after. You notice the details, how he changed things, even the mountains, how he made this line very straight. Let's see if you can go to before, see the mountains here, how he added the light at the back, all in Photoshop, all with one frame. Crazy. He's really good. He's really getting better. Every day, if I may say. That one too. So this is the before. This is the after. Let me paste this in the chat. Do follow him. Leave him a nice comment. He's a really nice guy. He's a dad. I like that because I'm a dad too, you know. But yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah. Hope that answers the question. Do you ever do a shoot under the rain? We don't. It doesn't rain as much here. Trust me. It's very hot and humid. I don't have the chance to shoot in the rain. I don't see why I would want, but maybe a nice splashy image would do. Jason, from the draft, that would be sending you out to events to shoot. So like I said, if you get to be known in the field, if your photos makes it out there, people will reach out to you. It's your work that reflects your image. So branding yourself out, trying to do what you do best. Think of quality, something that will travel online. People will share, like, and comment on. Think of all of that. Got bigger portfolio, more followers, brands will reach out to you. He is. Blue blinded. Why do you have to embarrass me? I can't even look. Ah, yeah, the guy with the BMW. Now I do. Okay, this is not going back. No. No. Go back. There you go. Now I do. awesome photos of the rain while back. It doesn't rain as much. I hate you for this, but I'm glad. Oh, you got the real, the RWB Porsche. I thought it was the R8. The rear wheel R8. $400? No. My favorite is still 24105, although I do have the 200 that I've used a few times. If I do put that on a crop sensor, I'll get about 400. When you do edit images in Lightroom, with what conditions do you edit your photos with Photoshop? Explain that. Sorry, I didn't get it. When do you edit images with Lightroom, and what conditions do you edit your photos? Okay. So when do I use Lightroom and when do I use Photoshop? Mainly I use Photoshop all the time. Lightroom is a post or a raw processor in which I do the basic adjustments in, and then move it to Photoshop if I need Photoshop to retouch, remove things that Lightroom can't handle, adding flares and stuff like that. Yeah. Is there a chance for you to focus on motorcycle shooting? There's a difference is the car. I mean, the concept is the same when it comes to motorcycle shooting. However, I think it will be a little bit easier because you can light it up. The size first is smaller. You can position it the way you want it. You can have a 6x1 strip box at the top. Boom. Flash it and you get a really nice photo. Not that I'm saying that it's very easy, but it's easier, definitely easier than a car. I think I did one shoot. It wasn't really the best shoot ever at all, but I just wanted to try it. Did it in my friend's garage. Just light painted it. But yeah, I'm not sure if I want to get into motorcycle. Maybe I should. There you go. Portugal. What other things would you add to the image in post apart from fog and flares? It really depends on the photo. So I once added a street lamp, or a wall lamp. I think that's what it's called. Okay, Damien, it's my turn. All right, guys, we're running out of time. But you see the lamp here. This was added in Photoshop. Really depends. I don't have to add. If I don't have to add, I wouldn't add. I just added it there because I thought it was cool. This shot, for example, these weren't lit, so I added it in post as well. So it really depends. You don't have to add just for the sake of adding, only if it matches the scene. I would love to do it here, but unfortunately I have to do it for everyone. Maybe if you send me a private inbox, direct message, or whatever they call it on Instagram, I'll be happy to do so once I'm free. And I think you got an answer from Jason. Best photo. I don't know. What is my best photo? I like my Audi shots on the track. I think maybe the Porsche. I think this shot, my opinion, for some reason, I think this is the best photo that I've taken. One person that inspires me in the field. And there are a lot of people that inspires me. I would say, I mean, again, I got Shiraki Photo, Jeremy Clef. What is this guy name from the UK? I forgot the name. But, Jeff Williams, Richard Pardon. Yeah, there are a lot. Jeremy, we spoke about Jeremy Clef, but even the new guys who are in town. Jimmy Zhang is a good one. Alex is amazing. Dominic, Damien, all of these guys. I try to find inspiration in everyone. Trust me. Even those who are just beginning. You will always find inspiration with these guys. My work schedule is like hectic. I'm not a full-time photographer. I work on a 9 to 5 desk job. So you can't imagine. It's very hectic. Doing this and that, and family, gym. Thank you, Yuri. Thank you, Elder. Thank you. I think it is my best edit. All right, guys. Unfortunately, time is up. I need to run. I'm already over the schedule. Curve, I'll leave that for another time, maybe. It's crazy. That's why I don't have any hair left in my head. But yeah, I can do more. But the more you organize yourself, the better you'll be. Not that I'm organizing my time better. It's really, I still need to work on that. But we'll leave that for another live session, perhaps next week. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And as usual, it's always a pleasure talking to you, listening to you. Thank you for all the amazing questions and participation. Martin, you boy, you nailed all the questions today. I feel like I was in an interview. Were you interviewing me? But yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah, without the hair. Again, I'll see you next week. If you have any questions, again, leave me a comment in the comment section below. This video will still will be up maybe later. Follow me on Instagram. If you have any questions, again, send me a direct message or just leave me a message. And expect a new video perhaps next week. All right. Thank you all. I'll see you soon. Promise. Once the weather gets better. More photo shoots coming up along the way. And OBS just doesn't want to work.